the value of R, okay, is nothing but we have derived in the previous topics, that is R is equal to rho into L by A. Okay, so when you compare this equation 1 and 2 here, okay, so the left hand side are same. So when you compare, the equation comes out to be as rho is equal to m divided by n e square tau. Okay, where rho is inversely proportional to n and where rho is inversely proportional to tau. Okay, so that means that as the resistivity increases, okay, the relaxation time decreases. Okay, so similarly, we just went through about this dependence of resistivity on temperature, right? So as we know that for most of the metals above the room temperature, okay, above the room temperature, the resistivity increases linearly with the temperature. Okay, when you plot the graph resistivity versus temperature, it comes out to be a straight line for a it is above the room temperature, above the room temperature. So when it comes to below the room temperature, the nature of the graph comes out to be a curve. Okay, you can see for aluminum we have taken that is for metals I'm talking. Okay, so this is the nature of the curve. So the equation of resistivity is nothing but expressed as rho is equal to rho naught into 1 plus alpha into t minus t naught, where rho is the resistivity at final temperature and rho naught is the resistivity at initial temperature. Alpha is, we call that is the constant, we call that one as coefficient of resistivity. T is the final temperature and T naught is the initial temperature. Right. So next, coming to the alloy. Okay. So you can see we have plotted the graph for nichrome there. So nichrome is an alloy. So you can see it is a straight line. That means that even though if you increase the temperature more and more, so what happens? The resistivity of an alloy doesn't changes much with increase in temperature. Okay. So hence it is a straight line. So next, coming to semiconductor, you can see there it is a curve again there. So that means that when you increase the temperature, what happens in case of semiconductor? The conduction will be more. Okay, so since resistivity is inversely proportional to conductivity, so when you plot the graph conductivity, I mean resistive versus temperature, the nature of the graph comes out to be a decreasing curve. Okay, which you can see here. So this is regarding the graph of the dependence of resistivity on temperature. Okay, and alpha value for metal it is positive, whereas the alpha value for semiconductor is negative. Okay, so next we just came through these limitations of Ohm's law. So limitations of Ohm's law is nothing but the conditions which we said while deriving that statement, or by while going through that statement we said that the physical conditions like temperature should be constant, right? If it is not constant, Ohm's law is not applicable to that. Okay, so Ohm's law is not applicable to that situation. Okay, so hence that is the limitations of Ohm's law. Coming to this IV characteristic or VI characteristic, it is nothing but the graph versus voltage and current. Okay, coming to this ohmic and non-ohmic ohmic device is nothing but the substance which obeys the Ohm's law is called as ohmic devices. The example for that is nothing but ammeter, voltmeter. For this non-ohmic device, a device which doesn't obey the Ohm's law is called as non-ohmic device. Okay, example is semiconductor. As you can see, the nature of the graph for the ohmic device it is a straight line, whereas for a non-ohmic device it is a curve. So next we just went through about the ranges of resistivity for various materials. For metals it is 10 to the power of minus 8 ohm meter to 10 to the power of minus 6 ohm meter, right? For metal, the variation of resistivity or the range of resistivity. Next, coming to this insulators or semiconductor. For semiconductor, it is 10 to the power of minus 5 ohm meter to 10 to the power 4 ohm meter. Next, for insulator, it is 10 to the power 5 ohm meter to 10 to the power 16 ohm meter. Okay, this is the range of resistivity, how it varies for metal, semiconductors, and insulators. Okay, so next, coming to the resistors, as we know that resistor is a device which offers electrical resistance to the flow of current through it, which we have already studied, right? So next, as I said that the resistive resistors, we have two types of resistor. One is wire wound resistor and the another one is carbon resistors. These wire wand resistors are nothing but which we used in the before these carbon resistors. Okay, that is in the previous cases they were using these wire wound resistors. Okay, so later on this wire wound resistor was replaced by carbon resistors. Okay, so this carbon resistors uh, is nothing but it is made up of carbon composition. Okay, so which is very small in size, and the resistance value of this carbon resistance is indicated by the bands. Okay, color bands which is on that carbon resistors. Okay, so depending upon that color bands we are going to find the value of that given resistor. So let us see how we are going to find that the value of a resistor. So as you can see, you have a tabular column. First of all, first you need to go through about this tabular column. Okay, you need to make a practice of this. Okay, so once you are aware of this tabular column, so it is very easy to calculate the value of a given resistor. Okay, so in the first column you can see they have given a color. Okay, which where you can see there first is black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, gray, white, gold, silver. Next one is no color. Okay, so that means that how you are going to remember this color is nothing but it is very simple. See here, to remember that color code there we have a yeah, you have one simple thing where you can remember that order of that colors. Okay, so you can see here, just I'll highlight it that. So this is the thing there. BB Roy of Great Britain has very good wife wearing gold silver necklace. Okay, if you remember this sentence, it is very easy to remember that the order of that colors. Okay, so as you can see, the first color is nothing but black. Okay, black, brown, red, green, blue, violet, and G denotes their gold, W denotes white. Okay, G denotes again there it's a gold. Next is a silver. Necklace is nothing but starting letter is N, so N denotes that is no color. Okay, so just go through about this sentence once. Okay, just try to remember the order of the sequence of that colors. Okay, which is very very important. If you just misplace the sequence, okay, so the value gets, I mean the value whatever you are going to calculate the value of a given register, it will be entirely different. Okay, so you should be aware of this, the sequence of this colors. Okay, sequence of the colors. So next you have band A, band B, band C, band D. Okay, so how we are going to find the value of the given resistor? So first of all let me say how the resistor will be. See, the resistor will be in this form, in this shape. Okay, so see here, this is a resistor. Okay, on this resistor you will be having 3 or 4 bands. Okay, so 3 or 4 bands will be there. So in the first band denotes the first and no, first A and B. Let me say that this is band A, band B, band C, band D. So A, B, C, and D. So first A and B represents the first two significant digits. Okay, I'll tell you what do you mean by the significant digits and all. So AB represents the significant digits, and the third band C represents the decimal multiplier. Okay, it's a decimal multiplier. Next, the D represents the tolerance we say. Okay, so D is a tolerance. It is nothing but it says the limit of accuracy. It talks about the limit of accuracy. So see here, first of all, let us say that the band A. Just go through the table there. Okay, just go through the table. Just let us make it simpler here. Okay, let us say that you have the resistor has been given to you. Okay, you have 4 bands on it. Okay, let me say that The first band is of red color you have, the second band is nothing but orange you have, the third band is nothing but white, let me say, and the fourth band is let us think that it is silver. Okay, so R denotes red, O denotes orange, and W denotes the white, and S denotes the silver. This is the bands which has been given on the given resistor. Let us assume that. Okay, so now to find the value of this given resistor, how you are going to find? See, just go through the tables. Okay, go to the table, band A. So in band A, just go through red color. Okay, so since you have red color first in a given resistor, take the value of red. What is the value of red in the band A? It is nothing but 2. Write down 2 first. Next go to orange. Okay, so go to band B. Okay, go to band B and take the value of orange. It is 3. I have written 3 here. Next, W. W is nothing but white. So W is nothing but white. Go to band C. Okay. What is the value of band? What is the value of white in band C? It is nothing but 10 power 9. So into 10 power 9. And the fourth band is silver. Just go to the silver there. Band D. Go to band D and find the value of silver. When you go to band D, the value of silver comes out to be as, it is 10%. That is plus or minus 10%. Okay, so this is the value of a resistor. How you are going to is what? W, right? So that is nothing but it denotes the decimal multiplier. So decimal multiplier is 10 power 9. Next, band C denotes the tolerance. Okay, there is nothing but limit of accuracy, how accurate it is, the value what you have calculated. So that is nothing but it is plus or minus 10%. Okay, so this is how you are going to calculate the value of a given resistor. Okay, so let us take the another example so that it will be easy for you. Again, I'll take one more resistor here. Okay, let me take this one as black here, second band as yellow, third band as green, and fourth band as gold. Okay, so anybody can give the answer. So just calculate the value and just message me. Let me see. In case you have not got how to find the value, don't worry, I'm going to explain it once again. Just I want to know how about others, whether they have understood. So just calculate the value of a given resistor. Let me see. So first band is black, second band is yellow, third band is green, fourth band is gold. So calculate the value of calculate the value of this resistor. Yes, I didn't get the answer from anyone. Meghana, 4 into 10 power 5 plus or minus 5%. Okay. Mm, exactly. Green 10 per 5. Gold is. Yeah, good, Meghna. Yeah, it's a correct answer. Okay. So, see here, the answer comes out to be as. Yes, the answer comes out to be as 4 into 10 power 5 plus or minus 5%. Okay. So, see here, what is the value of black in the band A? It is 0. Okay. So, no need of writing that. Next color, which you have yellow, right? So, second band color is nothing but yellow. Go for band B there. Yellow value is nothing but it is 4. Right. So, write down 4. Next, it is a decimal multiplier. Okay. So, which is that color? Next you have third band, it is green. Go to band C and check the value of green there. It is 10 power 5, right? So next, fourth band is nothing but it is gold. So gold value in band C is nothing but 5%. So this is the value of the given resistance, that is 4 into 10 power 5 plus or minus 5%. Okay, so this is how you are going to calculate the value of a given resistor. Okay, I hope everyone has understood, right? So in case if you have any doubts, please do ask, get it clarified, because in your examination, one mark question, definitely this question is going to be asked. Okay, they are going to ask. So just they give the colors. Okay, you need to calculate the value of resistance, or else they'll give the value of resistance. Okay, you need to find the color combination. Okay, so suppose there is a chance of like they are going to ask like here, what is the color combination of this given resistor if that value is nothing but 4 into 10 power 5 plus or minus 5%. Then you need to calculate. So the first value is nothing but they have given as 4. So what is the value of 4 in the first band there? Okay, if they give the value of a resistance, it should be a reverse. Okay, so next here, let me take one more example which is very very important here. In some case what they are going to do is, as I said in the beginning itself, the color code on the resistor, sometimes you will be having 3 bands or 4 bands. Till now we studied the case where the resistor has the 4 bands, right? So let us go through the case where the resistor has only 3 bands. Okay, so how we are going to calculate if there is only 3 bands? So let us say that the first band is nothing but it is violet, second band is nothing but it is green, third band is nothing but red, fourth band you don't have, but you need to calculate the value of that. Okay, so see here, to calculate the value of this resistance, so first band, which is the color there, it is violet. So write down the value of 7 there. Okay, in the first band the violet value is 7. Next you have a green. Go to second band, the value of green is nothing but it is 5. Next, go to band C, the value of red comes out to be as 10 power 2. Okay, so this is the value of a given resistance, that is 75 into 10 power 2. But you need to calculate the value of tolerance. Okay, you need to calculate the value of tolerance there. Okay, so since you don't have any band on the given resistor, so what you are going to consider is, go through the table there, just go through the last line. So no color. Okay, so no color, that means that if there is no fourth band present in the given resistor, what you need to do is, you need to take the tolerance of the resistors as 20%. Okay, so 20% you are going to take only if that fourth band is missing in a given resistor. Okay, that is why they have mentioned there no color. Okay, if no band is there, if no fourth band is present, the tolerance value comes out to be as 20%. So always remember that even though in a given resistor, if there is only 3 band, you need to express the value of a given resistor in terms of tolerance also. You need to write. Okay, you need, first of all you are going to write the A and B value. Next you are going to write C value. You need to write the D value also, even though the fourth band is not present. Okay, so as I said, if the fourth band is not present, you need to take the tolerance value as 20%. Okay, if the fourth band is present, it will be only the two color. Either it should be a gold, either it should be a silver. If gold is there, the tolerance value comes out to be as plus or minus 5%. If it is a silver, it will be plus or minus 10%. If no color, if no gold, no silver, then you need to write the value of tolerance as 20%. So the value of the given resistor comes out to be as 75 into 10 power 2 plus or minus 20%. Okay. So this is how we are going to calculate the value of a given resistor, which is very, very important in the 1 mark questions section. Okay. In the part A, in the first section, I mean that is the first main 1 mark, it is a sure question. Okay. So in case if you have any doubts, please let me know so that I'll just clear your doubt, so that if no doubt, we will move to the next topic. Just I want to know whether it is cleared, okay, whether you have understood. Please do reply whether you have understood or not. Yes, Meghana understood. Apart from that, Meghana, how about others? Yes, Nikhil. The thing is, I get the reply from only the students like Meghana, Srujan. How about others? How about Kirtana? Is Kirtana is here? Can you hear me? Whether it is understood? Kirtana, Suchitra, Sahana. Okay, good. I didn't get a reply from Kirtana, Sahana. Yes, Neha. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, good. So next we will move to the next topic. Okay. So as I said, to remember the sequence of the color. Okay. So first of all, you need to practice this table. Okay. Only if you are aware of this table, you will be able to express the value of a resistance in a correct way. Okay. Just if you miss one of the color combination in the color section, just you know this, the sequence comes out to be as black, brown, red, orange, right? So in the case of first you have black, next you have brown. If it get confused, okay, let me say that you are going to write brown first and black next. The entire thing what you are going to write, the value of a given resistor entirely get, the value what you are going to get will be entirely different. It will be a wrong. Okay. So please make sure that just have a practice of this table, or just you can buy it. Okay. Whichever you are convenient, you just go through. Just but make sure that you should be aware of this color sequence. Okay. So as I said, so this is the easiest way to remember the color sequence. That is, BB Roy of Great Britain has very good wife wearing gold silver necklace. Okay. If you remember this sentence properly, so then the entire thing will be very, very easy to remember. Okay. The table, about the table I'm talking. So next we will move to the electric energy. Okay. So electric energy is nothing but, see here how we are going to define that: the work done by a source to maintain a current in an electrical circuit is known as electric energy. Okay. So how you are going to define the electric energy? Let me say that you are going to switch on the fan, right? In order to make the fan to rotate for an hour or half an hour, so what you need to do, you need to do work done. So the work done is nothing but, you need to continuous current should be supplied to that fan, right? Only then the fan starts to rotate, or else if there is no current, the fan doesn't rotate, right? So in other terms, we say that some work has to be done. Okay. The current supply is nothing but, in another word or in another way, we say that there should be some work done. That work done is nothing but the supply of current, we say. Okay, so hence the work done by a source to maintain a current in an electric circuit is known as electrical energy, we call. Next, if I is the current flowing through the circuit from end A to end B in time t, let Q be the charge flowing from A to B in time t. So the charge comes out to be as Q is equal to IT. It is nothing but the equation of electric current. The equation of electric current is nothing but what? I is equal to Q by T, right? So you can write Q is equal to I into T. So that is what the same thing it has been written here. Okay. So if you consider some circuit from end A to end B, so you have end A and you have another point end B. So let us say that if I is the current flowing through that for some interval of time t, so the current or the charge which is flowing from point A to point B or from point end A to end B is nothing but Q is equal to I into T, we are going to write. So let us say that if V is the potential difference between A and B, so the work done is comes out to be as W is equal to V into Q. According to the definition of electric potential, V is equal to W by Q, right? So if you take the W on the left hand side, so W comes out to be as V into Q. So in the value of Q, we are just going to substitute the value of, that is IT, we are going to substitute. So hence the value of W comes out to be as VIT. Okay, this work done, whatever you are doing itself is nothing but we call that one as the energy which is consumed by the electrical appliances. Okay, so see here, let me make it very simple. See, only when there is a potential difference, the charges moves from one point to another point. If there is no potential difference, we have taken the point A and point B, right? In this case, so there should be a potential difference from point A to point B. Okay, let us say that let us take a case where the potential is same at point A and point B. So at that case, the charge doesn't move. Okay, it doesn't move from point A to point B. When does the charge moves? Only when the point A and B, okay, has different potential. So there should be a potential difference between point A and point B. So only in that case the charge moves from one point to another point. Okay, so the same thing, what does you say that when the charge moves is nothing but we say that the current is flowing, right? When the charge moves we say that there is a current, right? That is what we are saying here. So whatever the work you are doing to move a charge from one point to another point is nothing but it is expressed as VIT. So that work done itself we call that one as the electric energy consumed by the electrical appliances. That is nothing but E is equal to VIT. Okay, so this is the equation of electric energy. Okay, E is equal to VIT. So the value of E itself is written in different ways, that is by considering Ohm's law. As you know that Ohm's law value is nothing but V is nothing but IR. If we substitute that value of V in this equation, that is E is equal to VIT, so that comes out to be as E is equal to I square RT. Okay, which is nothing but uh, where that equation E is equal to I square RT gives the form of energy which is converted into heat. So whenever you know that you switch on the electrical appliances, if you run for some few minutes, okay, let us say that for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, you can see that the electrical appliances get heated, right? So why is that electrical appliance get heated? It is due to some energy is lost in the form of heat. Okay, so whatever the energy it is consumed by the electrical appliances, so some energy will be lost in the form of heat. Okay, so in order to calculate what is the uh, that energy which is lost due to heat, you can calculate by making use of that equation 1, that is E is equal to I square RT. Okay, so next, as you know that again the according to the Ohm's law, so according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So that can be written as I is equal to V by R, right? So again, if you substitute the value of I in this equation, that is E is equal to VIT. So what happens? The value of V comes out to be as V square T divided by R. So as I said, the equation, that is the electrical energy, that is E is equal to VIT, is written in different ways by considering the Ohm's law. If we substitute the value of V as IR, the equation E get reduces to I square RT. If we substitute the value of I as V by R, the equation E gets reduces to V square T divided by R. Okay. So as usual, you know that the SI unit of electrical energy is nothing but it is Joule. Okay. So this is regarding the electric energy. So next, it is regarding electric power. Okay. So how we are going to define this electric power? Electric power is defined as the amount of electric energy consumed in a circuit per unit time. Okay. So always you can see in an electrical appliances, in the instruction manual, or yes, in the instruction manual itself, they will be given what is the power consumed by that electrical appliances what you have purchased or you have brought. Okay. So that power consumption will be always calculated in terms of time, per unit time. Okay. So that itself we call that one as electric power. Okay. The amount of electric energy consumed per unit time itself, we call that one as the power. Okay. So let us say that if W is the amount of electric energy consumed in a circuit in T seconds, the power is expressed as P is equal to W by T. Correct. So as we know that W is nothing but what? Already we have said that the value of W is nothing but equal to VIT in the case of electrical energy. So let us substitute the value of W in equation P there. So P is equal to VIT divided by T. So T and T in the numerator and denominator get cancelled out, and the left out thing is nothing but it is P is equal to VI. So hence the expression for power is nothing but P is equal to V into I, and the SI unit of the power comes out to be as watt. Okay. So how we are going to define 1 watt? When you are going to say that the electric power consumed by the appliances is 1 watt, it is when if 1 ampere of current flows through the electrical circuit when a potential difference of 1 volt is applied. Okay. So since P is equal to V into I is nothing but current, V is nothing but the potential difference, right? So when the value of this potential difference and the current is 1, you say that the power consumed by an electrical appliances is nothing but equal to 1 watt. Okay. So this is regarding the electric power. Okay. Electric power is nothing but electric energy consumed per unit time, and the SI unit of T is nothing but it is always second. Okay. So hence we are going to calculate the electric power, okay, in terms of seconds. What is the amount of electric energy consumed by a given appliances in terms of seconds? Okay. Is this clear, students? You do one thing, just go through about this electric energy and electric power once. So let me know that in case if you have any doubts. So just go through once. In case any doubts, you can ask. Can you clarify your doubts? Yes, Nikhil. Okay, no doubt. How about others? See, coming to the equation, yes, Muhammad Hafiz, sir, we can also write power as P is equal to V square by R. Uh, P is equal to V square by R. Yeah, I think just make use of that Ohm's law, I think, right? The value of V and I, if you substitute, the value of power comes out to be, it can be expressed in different forms. Yeah, fine. Just make sure that you have substitute the value of Ohm's law correct. Okay. So V comes out to be, when you substitute the value of V, it is IR. When you substitute the value of I, it is V by R. Okay. So see here, this the definition of this electric power is important. There is a chances of asking this electric power for 1 or 2 marks. Okay. So next, I think we have left out with 1 minute. Okay. So we will do one thing. We will just conclude today's class till this topic, that is till electric power. Next will be, it is regarding the combination of resistors. Okay, in the next class. So just go through about the topics what we have done today. Okay, in case if you have any doubts, please let me know in the next class, so that I'll clarify your doubts in case if you have. Okay, in the next class, so that we will move to the next topic. Okay. So with this thing, I'll just ending today's class. Thank you, students.